Oh, not again. Me and the audio. Y'all notice I don't have my sign here because I don't know where it's at. I moved it and I don't know where my sign is at. And see what happened to me? I didn't have any sound. So thank you all for telling me I didn't have any sound. I guess y'all can tell when I'm moving my hands that I'm talking. So that's a good thing. All right, so we got sound now. So welcome to the live cast for today, everybody. Thanks for coming on with me. Hello, Penny and Rachel and Tammy. Also, hey, Barb and Jan. Thanks for coming on with me. Me and that sound. See, that's why I have that sign, but I didn't have my sign today, so whatever. You know, it is what it is. So today we're going to be doing some collaging today. And before I get started, if you love junk journals like we do, and this is all junk journal related because we're making these items for the junk journal, then you'll want to subscribe to this channel. And you can do that by hitting the subscribe button and also hitting the notification button so that you'll be notified when more videos like this one come out. And also, if you're coming on the replay, just know that this is being recorded via a live chat. So I'll be chit-chatting with my Junk Journal buddies here. And then afterwards, I'll be chit-chatting with my Junk Journal buddies over in our Facebook group, which you can join us at also. The link is in the description below, and it is Junk Journal Buddies. All right. Hey, Art. Thanks for coming on with me. Okay, so I only took out a few things because I wanted this to be like a very simple project. But I just wanted to let you all know that we might not make it through the whole hour because I already know this is like the witching hour in this house lately. And I know that I'm probably going to get a phone call that I'm going to have to take, or somebody might be knocking at my door. So I'm just warning you all ahead of time that I'll probably go answer the door and then come back, or answer the phone and come back. But in any case, I have to do one of the two. So y'all can forgive me in advance. That would be lovely. Now, with the collages, y'all know I told you before that collaging seemed like an intimidating project to me when I first started it. I didn't really know how to start, but once I did, I found that it was really relaxing. I could really just sit here and watch something and just dig into the collage. So now I kind of get why people do a lot of the collaging, and it's so easy and stuff just looks so beautiful once you're done. So I just took out a few things, but let me show you what I was doing when I think I was watching a tennis match, because y'all was watching the US Open this weekend, and it was really like my first time watching tennis, and I really got into it. It was nice. So I was just sitting here doing nothing, and I was doing some collaging. So let me show you all. I'm going to bring the cam down. I'm going to fix the focus so you all can see what I am doing here. Let's get the focus. There we go. Make sure the focus is on the money. Let me just put a piece down here. All right, here we go. So that's a small piece. So let's look at some of the bigger pieces here that I did. And then I decided I'm going to wait till Monday and I'm going to do some more with you all. So here's one right here. And it has a few elements. And I was amazed at how much stuff I could collage with just a teeny bit of paper. So you don't need a lot of stuff to do this. I did put some links to some of the digital kits below, or some of the items that I'm using in the description also if you're interested. So I have a link to these vellum mushrooms and also to the digital kit for these labels as well. And let's see, also this one. Also, there's a link to these vellum botanicals as well. Isn't this beautiful? I love this number right here. And this came from a vintage catalog that I have. That is so beautiful. This whole thing just came out so nice. And like I said, I only used a few elements to kind of get this going. So here's one. And then I also kind of played around with the corners. I chomped the corners just on the bottom parts of this, and I like the way it came out. Instead of doing all four, like this one has all four corners chomped. And then this one had the top corners chomped, but not the bottom. And then this one had the bottom corners chomped. And so I like that look. All right, so here is another one. And that one had the top corners chopped. And of course, y'all see I did some sewing around there. So hopefully we'll get to some sewing today. Because I haven't sewed anything in about 2 days. If y'all can believe that. Y'all actually had to stop creating because I had lost my mind. And I just wasn't doing anything but sitting here crafting all day long. And I can't live like that. Because I won't be able to eat. I'm going to be too skinny like that. And then I got these three, which I made, did a little bit smaller because I wanted some smaller elements as well. So these I haven't did any sewing on, and that one I have. So you can see the difference in this, the ones that haven't been sewed as opposed to the ones that have been. All right, so let us move these cards out the way. Okay, I'm going to go back up again, and let me just make sure everything's squeaked. And let's change the focus again as well. All right, there we go. Now, like I said, I only used like a few elements with this. So for my base, I am using some index cards. Now, you could use like anything for your base. You can use a piece of cardstock and just cut it down. You could use junk mail because eventually this whole thing is going to be covered up. But I was just doing this the lazy man's way. And like these are all just index card size. And I have some larger index cards too. But I decided to just use these. And for some of these, I'm going to cut down a bit too. So let's see here. Let me get some paper out here. I don't know if this is watercolors or not. I can't remember. I think it's just marker, so it may or may not transfer onto my paper. So that's enough about me just rambling on. How is everybody doing today? Oh, yeah, I have like a little plastic bin. I think this is like a shoe bin from the dollar store that I got. And you can see it's not much in here. That's because I worked off of just a few things. I actually put some more papers in here for the live stream today because I used everything up. So this is officially my collage bin now. So I'll be putting like small pieces in here just to get me going. So you can use like any type of pieces you like. Is anybody else collaging with me? Are you also collaging? Yeah, let me put my glasses on. I need my glasses for this job. So what I found is I think you kind of have to like kind of just find your own kind of groove when it comes to collaging and find like the pieces that kind of speak to you. So even though I watched other people do collages and stuff, I just found just like not thinking about what they did and just think about what I have available to me and how I want to do my collage. I think that's what's going to work best for me. So that's what I did. I just looked in my bags, my few bags, if you want to call it few. My few bags of stuff, of what some people might consider garbage. And I looked at it and I said, not so much like I can use these in a collage, but I looked at it more as, what can I do with these pieces that I have in this bag? That's kind of how I looked at it. And then I kind of just took it from there. Oh, your kitty cat wants some love. You gotta get a kitty cat love now. Cats demand their love. I also, I was really trying something different over in the Facebook group as well. So instead of just making an announcement that I'm going to be over here on YouTube, I actually put it on the calendar. And I did that for a few reasons, but I don't know if it's annoying people with the notifications or not. But that was one reason, because I could notify everybody that I would be on. And then the second piece is, if you go to the calendar over um, on the Facebook page, you can see all the past videos, and I tried to title them so that you can kind of find the videos that you like, basically. So I don't know how y'all feel about that or not, but I thought that was a good idea. Oh no, the kitty cat is shedding. That's the worst, isn't it? Man, my son had a dog, and her name was Samantha, y'all. Well, is Samantha, and she is a full-blooded German Shepherd, and you talking about a shedding dog. Oh my goodness. I was like, y'all got to move, cause it was like I was cleaning up a whole head of hair every day from Samantha. She was just like out of control. Well, I know it wasn't her fault, but dagnabbit, I got tired of cleaning that shedding hair up. Hi, LL. How are you doing today, my friend? Some of these little pieces I'm not going to keep. So y'all can see, like, this is the beginning. So that's pretty much what's going to be on this page. So the next bit here, what I'm going to do. So yeah, Penny says on the calendar over at the Facebook group, the swaps are listed on there also. So if you all are interested in the swaps and you're part of the group, or you're not part of the group, go over to the group, join the group, and look at the calendar, and you'll see the swap information over there. Thank you, Penny, for that. So I found that just going around the edges of this with some color actually makes the collage look even more vintagey, because that's what I was going for. I wanted it to go vintagey, so I probably won't use too many bright colors. I don't know. I might not. But for today, I'm just going to do it this way. Could do a cat hair journal. You heard that, Tammy? You could do a cat hair journal. You'll have a whole nother cat by the time you finish your journal. All you need to do is put some eyeballs on the big fur balls from your kitty cat sitting in your lap. Oh, I have to say too, like, I don't know what's going on with the notifications over on Facebook too, because I have the notifications on my telephone, but for some reason they haven't really been coming through. Thank goodness I have Penny to help me. Well, thank goodness Penny volunteered to help me, because I didn't say, hey, you're going to help me. She volunteered to help me. She sees a lot of things that sometimes I don't see. Because like today, since I was working, I wasn't over on Facebook that much. So, like, barely at all. Because, that could be very addictive, I have to say. So, this paper is like really, it's from an old catalog, so it's kind of brittle a little bit, so it's hard to go around the edges, but I did it. But anywho, so I try not to be on Facebook too much, but I got a lot of stuff done because I wasn't on social media. But if I see somebody that has a question or something like that, I usually will answer it. So if somebody text message me or something, I'll use it. But for some reason, I haven't been getting my notifications. It seems like it might be working today, but I think it was a little bit of a glitch or something. So Beauty says she hasn't been getting her notifications for YouTube. You know what I found with YouTube also? Because I was, at one time, it seemed like my notifications were off too. And then I went back and I looked at some of the channels that I had turned the notifications on and they were off. So you might want to go back and check again. And for some reason, they may have been toggled off, even though you said you wanted to see when the videos pop up. They just may not. Y'all, I'm going to tell you something else with these collages. What I found is like my best collages come out when I put things kind of like the way that they're supposed to do, instead of like putting some stuff like, you know, diagonal and this way and that way. If I just put things like the way your eye reads things, it comes out so much better, in my opinion. So if you think your collages are coming out wacky, it's just a trick of the eye that might be why it looks that way. So let me put that on. So LL says, how do you get your paper to look so old and brown? Well, LL, some of the papers that I use are my age papers that I have over in the shop over at Pleasant Creations. And so those are the coffee, or I have not yet sold any tea dye paper. Most of my paper pages are coffee dye paper, but I call them aged pages because I like that aged, like the aged pages. So, and then some of these are actual vintage pages, like this page right here is brown because it's a vintage catalog. And so that's why that's brown. But, and then the edges, of course, I'm using some vintage photo on. Oh, you've been checking, Beauty, and that's not it? I don't know what to tell you. Put this way. And then put this way. All right. And then, of course, I'm using my favorite purple glue here. This is like the purple glue is the bomb for this particular application. It's the bomb. I think I have too much stuff here, so let's find a teeny piece. Got a teeny piece I'm gonna put here in the corner. And y'all can see, not really using that much at all. So a few pieces of paper to do this is like wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And then instead of ripping the pages off, also I just been folding them to the back. I kind of like that. So like this is like way over. Put you a little bit over this way. This one is way over the bottom, so I'm just going to flip it over and turn it up. All right, let me get my scissors. I agree. I think the coffee comes out better myself. A lot of people, they swear to the tea, but I think the coffee comes out so much darker. But one thing about the coffee, I will admit, and some people say that the coffee smell lingers on for quite a while, which it does, but I try to make my paper well ahead of time so that that coffee smell would have died down. So y'all, that's one. So I could probably do a bunch of these. Hey Sandra, I could probably do a bunch of these while we're on. So let me watch the time because I do want to do some sewing as well. So let's do a few more of these. Let's get another card. And see, I didn't even use this piece, so I'm going to use this piece on here. And let's see. And I'm just going in the same bin. So I'm going to just try to use what's inside of my bin without picking more stuff out. Because, y'all, it's so easy to pick like a nice piece of paper and then tear it up. But I have so many scraps as it is. So this is a fantastic way to get rid of scraps for show. I like the smell too, Sandra. I am okay with the smell. I like coffee. But some people, they don't want to smell that all day long. They do not want to smell the coffee all day long. It's too much for them. I don't know why. Because coffee is fantastic. Let's see. I can put this paper there. Because there's nothing wrong with a little white space. It's probably going to get a little covered up anyway. And just to have a little pop of color, I have like some pieces of an atlas page. Y'all, which by the way, I sell atlas pages as well in the shop too. So if you find it difficult to find atlas pages, I have those available as well. Alright, and then I'm going to put this little piece up here if it fits. Because sometimes I'll put like a whole bunch of stuff out and then for some reason it's like more than what I needed, which is okay. Alright, so let's do our thing here. I'm going to go around all of this. And then also, instead of folding it to the back, I was like cutting it off. And I was like, but I was still keeping the pieces and reusing them. But I found that I like the effect that it has by just turning it over the page, if that makes sense. If that makes sense to y'all. Yeah, coffee. I did I have coffee today? Y'all, I don't even think I had any coffee today. Did I make coffee today? Sometimes I make coffee and I don't drink it. I don't think I made any coffee today. But I like the way the coffee smells anyway, but it is kind of a waste when I do that. But it is what it is. I saw some farmers' almanacs in the like Home Depot, and I was gonna look inside of them. I might have a farmer's almanac in here someplace. I think those would be some fantastic pages to use. And if you've been hoarding since the 70s, you probably have some old catalogs and stuff you could use too. Like regular catalogs. Or you could use like some magazine pages. Those would work as well. Y'all like to have the rough edges. I have an aversion to the straight edges for some reason. They do nothing for me. They don't have that character that I like. And also, you know what I could use as well is the We Are Memory Keepers Tear Guides. I could use those also, but I don't want to use those. I think I'm only going to have like time to do like one more of these. And then I'm going to do some decorating and sewing. Because these technically are kind of like a base. So I could use like the collage bases that I made. Like, hold up, y'all. Like here's some of the collage bases. And I actually turned these into digitals as well. So if anybody's interested, I could have used these and then just print them on cardstock and then cut them down and then decorate them however I please. So I could do it that way too. However, I wanted to use my scraps in this particular case, so that's why I didn't. So let's glue these down while I'm running my mouth. Not the, it's silly to hoard the ones from the 70s. Yeah. All right, that beautiful edge is going to get covered. I already know. Let's put you at the top, I think. y'all have to concentrate. Let's just try to make sure the edges are at least covered. See, I forgot how I even had these laid out, but it doesn't matter. This is like a no-fail kind of project. It's the kind of project I like. I don't know about y'all. You can't lose at all. You just lay stuff down and it just looks absolutely fantastically beautiful when you get done. Hey, Crafty. I haven't seen you in a while. How you been? Well, we're going to go over the edge and the back here. Crafty cat. I love using the music pages too. I almost feel like I hoard the music pages, but I'm going to stop being hoardy with my papers and just use them. Even if it's the last one, I am going to use my daggum pages. Because that's what they're for. Hey, Janet. Alright, so now I'm going to cut these edges off. I can't see the edge on this one. I'm gonna wing it. This one needs a little bit more here. I'm not worried about the glue getting on the front. Alright, so let me see. Make sure I'm watching the time. Okay, we're good. Alright, so I'm gonna take another card, and this time I'm going to cut this card down. And the only cutter I have over here is Big Mama. So let's pull Big Mama out. My favorite cutting tool is Bigger Mama. And I am going to, let me just eyeball this. I want to make this at about, I have some mini books I'm working on, so I would like to have some mini pieces. So I'm going to put this at about like a 3 3/4. And I'm going to keep this little piece too, because I probably should have just collaged the whole thing and then cut it, but you know, I'll make it look different, so it's all good. Tim Holtz had all the new Halloween stuff. I've seen it. Okay, I think I'm going to keep this the same size. I've been experimenting with different sizes and stuff too. So, y'all, even though I'm using like the same paper, see how everything is coming out differently? That's what I like. And I'm still just working in my little bin. Not pulling anything extra out. And also what I noticed too is if I use papers that may be like a different color, not all of them are brown, some of them are kind of like a white color. Those are nice, along with the brown papers, and then the papers that have like a different font on them. Those are fantastical as well. Okay, I'm going to use a nice size piece of music. Let's see, here we go. Like this page is the font is a little bit different, so I'm going to use some of this. And let's see, what else? Here's a piece of one of my backgrounds, one of my collage backgrounds. So I'm going to use some of that too. And then after I do this card, I'm going to do like a little bit of decorating. some of the white off of here. I ripped it kind of wrong. All right, just 4 pieces this time. Let's see how the 4 pieces are gonna look. You should try it. It's a little bit. This is another addictive thing too, because you can just sit and chit chat with your friends on the telephone, chit chat with your live stream buddies over here. You could be watching television, and you will just have like a whole bunch of collage items when you get done. Because like I said, they just all come out so nicely. It's like none of them, it's a no, like I said, it's no fail with this. It's like it is what it is, and it turns out to be such a beautiful kaleidoscope of vintaginess when you get done, even if you're not using vintage items. How do you all feel about using vintage or having vintage items for your junk journal? Is it kind of a deal breaker if you don't have vintage items, or are you okay with using new stuff as well as old stuff? Because I don't know, I feel like some people are, they want vintage. When you say vintage, they want vintage, period. All right. Give it some good glue. It's definitely good to cover the surface on here because getting glue all over the edge. And y'all can't tell if I'm getting glue on my fingers because I have purple nail polish on today. So my purple is camouflage, essentially. Ooh, they had 75% off the stamps. They must be making way for, well, they should already have their Christmas stuff out for sure. Oh, wow, that's a steal, 75% off of stamps. I probably would just buy a whole bunch of stuff that I don't need. So guess where I'm not going. Woo! You know what? Daphne's Diary. They have their pages and stuff are so beautiful. I actually have one magazine. I've had it for like, I think I bought it last year actually. And I haven't done anything with the stuff that's on the inside. But I was thinking about it today of using it in my journal, in my junk journal. But yeah, it's I wanted to do like a subscription, but it's very expensive. That there is a very expensive magazine, and that's because it's an import. It's coming from UK. So it's a little bit up there. I would even like buy past issues, but yeah, $27. That seems a little bit excessive. But I don't know, maybe not, because postage is just higher now. You're going to pay for postage. Okay, so I'm going to cut some of this extra stuff off. All right, so I got a smaller one. So now let's go on to like a next step. Because I could just go on and on and on. You could just do these and then just let them sit and do nothing at all. So I have a few things that I'm going to be adding onto here. And one of them is I have some vellum mushrooms. And I also have some vellum botanicals, and both of these are stickers, and I have them in the shop as well. The links are below in the description if you're interested in them, and they are just beautiful. Beautiful pieces. I love these. So I've been using them on all of my collage pieces. And of course, it makes every one of them look very different. So I'm going to put that one there, and let me just bring out in just a little bit so y'all can kind of see what I'm doing here. All right, so I'm just setting them on here, and also, let's see. All right, I am going to, okay, so I have also some labels that I want to put on here, because I'm kind of doing all these like same but different, so that they'll come out differently. And I have the digital kit for the labels are over at pleasantcreations.com as well. And let me see if I can find a smaller one here. Yeah, I'm reaching into my ephemera book. It's kind of far for me. All right, so here's one right here that I printed. Haven't cut it all the way out. All right, and then I'm also going to use some stamps. So technically all of these are kind of like I said, I'm using like the same elements, but I'm using the same elements, but they're coming out different. So, and I'm going to put a stamp on this one someplace. I don't know where yet. And a stamp on this one maybe. I know what I'm going to do with this. I need a smaller stamp for this side. Y'all got my book is kind of far away from me, so it's hard for me to, I'm reaching. All right, let's see. This one, maybe put that there. All right, so let me start putting this stuff down. Let me just move some of the stuff out the way, because let me move this out the way too. It's distracting me. Oh, you can get them for eBay. $20 ship. $20 is still a lot, though. It's still a lot. Just cut some of this white part off here. Oh, yeah, for the older ones. Well, I'm not even going to buy anymore because, like I said, I have one issue that I have barely touched, so... And that was just reading it. So I'm not going to buy any more until I actually do something with the one that I have. So I'm just going to I'm going to continue to hoard it. All right. Now, one thing I do like about these stickers, they're very easy to get the backing off of it. Oops, y'all ripped it. As soon as I said that, I ripped it, but I think it's going to be okay anyway. Who's going to know I ripped it but you all? You're the only ones. All right, and then I'm going to glue this on. Glue my little stampity stamp on. Are you sure you can use the coupons for the magazines? Because I know most places you can't use coupons for magazines. I've never tried though. Because if that's the case, I might buy another one. Okay, so this is where we are so far on this one. So let's put that aside. Let's go to the next one. And this one, I know I'm going to have to cut a little bit off, but it should be okay. Let's put the stamp part on first. It says give. And okay, these were printed on sticker paper. All right, and then this is a lovely flower, isn't it? You can use them in your collages if you're just using it for your own purposes, for your own books, which is what I plan on doing. I'm just going to use it in my own journal. And Janet was just, in case you're listening to this and you're not seeing the chat, Janice was just saying that for Daphne's diaries, you're actually not allowed to use, I should have kept this on here. You're not allowed to use their images like in books that you're going to sell. Oh no, I have to take that off. I wonder, can I move this? Move this down a little more, like about right here. And I'm going to turn it over and turn some of this up, because we're not wasting anything except for this little piece on the side. All right, so let me cut that. Okay. So that's how that one looks. All right, and then we have one more here. Okay. I know I want to put that over on the side there. Okay. I have to rethink because I was trying to read the chat. I'm trying to read the chat while I'm putting stuff down. It doesn't really work out. It doesn't really work out that well. And I'm also trying to leave just a little bit of space around the edges because I'm going to do some sewing. Although, y'all know me, it doesn't matter if I sew over these parts of the images anyway, but all right, and then let's do this a sticker. And this is from the Botanical Images. Again, I have these in the shop. I only have a few of these, so once they're gone, I have to see if there's a demand for them, and I'll order some more, but I only have a few, so if you want them, you better get them. Before I use them all. Might have to take some down because I've been using them. All right. Let's put this over here. I love these vellum stickers. All right, so that's what that one looks like so far. Okay, so now I got these 3 pieces. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my little thingy here. I'm using the 1/2 inch on my We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper. And I think on this one I'm just gonna do the bottom corner, I think, of this. The bottom of those, because I like it when it's just like either the top or the bottom. But this one, I think I'm going to do all 4 corners on this. And you could easily turn these into tags if you wanted to. I'm just going to leave them as journaling cards for now because, you could always convert the cards if you wanted to. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my vintage photo out because you can never have enough of vintage photo. And I'm going to go around all the edges here to really give it like that vintagey old look. So LL, that's one way to make your pages look a little bit darker. You can just go over it with some distressed ink. And then let's do this one. So you can see the difference from when I went around the corner. It actually adds like a bit of a vignette and a frame, I always say. A vignette frame. And these stickers also take the ink really well, so you don't have to worry about that. And let's do this one. Hey, Christina. All right. Ooh, I was reading. Look how much vintage photo I put on there. I was reading the chat, but that's okay. All right, so that's what we have. It added some character, didn't it? So let's move this stuff out the way so I can get the whippersnapper up here. So we can do a little sewing. So let me move you all up here. And, put the whippersnapper up here. And the whippersnapper is already loaded with kind of like a bronze type of thread. So I'm just going to continue on with that, and I should have plenty to do this. And I'm just using a straight stitch for this. Nothing fancy smancy in this case. And I'm going to start at the top. Let me find my foot pedal. Thank you, Christina. And I like that this sewing machine, I can control the speed. I've said that before. So if y'all don't know, the whippersnapper is actually a Brothers SQ9185 computerized sewing machine with a whole bunch of fancy smancy different types of stitching. That was the main reason why I got it, but I'm so happy I did get it. I love it. I have a link to this also in the description if y'all want to see the sewing machine that I use and all the features that it has. So of course, this is not a sponsored video, but I do like to let y'all know I like it. Make sure focus is okay here. There we go. So that's what it's looking like right now. So this is what we made today. And let's do another one. And I'm just going around again with just a straight stitch. So if you have a sewing machine and you don't have a whippersnapper and it just has some simple stitches, you can do a lot with a simple stitch. Because y'all know Old Faithful, my old sewing machine, I still have that. That's like I was going to sell it, but I think I'm just going to keep it just in case the whippersnapper has a fit one day. It says I don't feel like sewing. At least I'll have my old standby, right? I know Old Faithful is not going to let me down. And I just went around twice with a simple stitch. Just a straight stitch for that. Y'all like that blue in there. That's pretty. Blue with the green. And then this one. Yeah, I might go around this 3 times just for a test. See how it looks if I go around 3 times with the stitch instead of 2. That's really being extra. Y'all know who I haven't seen? Tamika. Where is Tamika at? I haven't seen her lately. I might have to go on the hunt. You know, there's certain people that come on all the time that I miss when they're not here. She might watch on the replay though. I understand. Can't be here all the time. Alright. So now, I like that. This one has 3 stitches. Y'all see the 3 stitches on there? That's cool. That's kind of cool. And that's that one. Alright, so let's move the whippersnapper out the way. Yeah, and Chris. Well, I've been seeing Chris, but I haven't seen Tamika. Alright. Here we go. Alright. So okay. So these are the 3 that we did, and y'all got to put a little bit of glue on my stamp. I mean on the sticker, because I pulled it up. When I put this one down, I pulled it up, so I pulled up some paper. Otherwise, they stick very, very well. Alright, so it's a little purple at the moment. It has a black eye. It has a black eye. So this is what they look like. And it has a little bit of stringage on here. Some of the string got a little cray on the back here. But I don't mind having a little bit of stringage. Alright, so here we go here. Oh, you can't wait to get your whippersnapper? Girl, I know. Let's see. Oh, let me straighten this up. It's looking a little wacky here. Alright, so these are the 3 that we made. So, like I said, I used like the same elements in the 3 of these. Y'all, let me just read the chat for a moment. Well, yeah, you're in the area, Christina. You are in our area. Alright, so again, like I used the same elements on here. So I have the vellum mushrooms and the vellum botanicals. I actually have so a few packs of these over at pleasantcreations.com. So I'll probably order some more, but right now there are only a few over there. So if you would like those, you can head over to pleasantcreations.com. And I have these labels in some different sizes in a digital kit there as well. So these came out really good. Oh, let's look at the backs, because see how I just folded like some pieces over the back, and I like the way that looks. It almost reminds me of like wallpaper where somebody ripped some of the wallpaper off. So I really like that look. And if you have some index cards that have lines on it already, you can use those, but the lines would be going this way, of course. Unless you cut some small pieces, then you can kind of orient the lines the way you want them to be before you actually start putting the collage on the front. So I'll let you see these other ones that I made again already. And again, these have the same elements as well. I use kind of the same things. And so we had that one, and I love the numbers on here. I might turn some of those numbers into a digital kit as well, because I just like the way they look. And that one, see here's some of the botanicals here and stamps. Got the label there. I like this little bit of pink. I think, no, I was going to say I thought that was cardstock, but I don't think so. And then this one. These are some yummy, yummy cards here. Let's see what the backs look like. See how I just folded that over on the back of that one? See a little piece, a little hair. on that one. Oh, I could have sewed these too because these need to be sewn. So there's nothing on the back of those. That one has some sewing on it. This one doesn't have any sewing, but see how I folded that over the back so you don't waste all those little itsy bitsy pieces. And this actually, I did a decorative stitch across here, but I will say that the decorative stitch almost ripped the paper. Like, I can move this. So what I did was I put a backing on this one. Otherwise, it may have fell off. So you got to watch out with your decorative stitching. If the stitches are too close, it's just like you're just cutting the paper. Now here's another one. I like this one too. Those stamps are the bomb. And I love these the little mushroom pieces. And then this one. See, this came from an encyclopedia. Isn't that cute? Too cool. So that is it for today, everybody. I want to thank you all for coming over. I'm surprised I didn't get disturbed. I got to find out what's going on now. And again, you can head over to pleasantcreations.com and get some of your junk journal supplies because I got plenty to share. Also, you can come over to the Facebook group, and we are Junk Journal Buddies. The link is in the description below as well. So again, thank you everybody for coming on. This is my favorite time of day. I really appreciate it, and I am looking forward to seeing all of your inspired collages over at the Facebook group. So with that, I'm going to say love, peace, and hair grease. From your sweet lotus blossom and lovable Lizzie, have a fantabulous day and enjoy life.